So you're thinking about moving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and you've probably seen a bunch of videos about all of the reasons why you should move here. You know, the nice weather, the low cost of living, and of course the beach. Now these, among many other things, are all great reasons to move to the area, but today I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my least favorite things about living in Myrtle Beach. Hey, welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Nick, and on this channel I talk about things to do here in Myrtle Beach. I give tips and advice about the area, and of course I talk about the real estate. So if you're thinking about relocating to the area, then be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and tap the little notification bell while you're at it. This way you could be the first to know about what's going on here in Myrtle Beach. I get calls every single day from people just like you who are moving to the area. So if you ever have any questions or if I can help you find home here at the beach, then I would love to chat with you. You can always use the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some of my least favorite things about living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which might seem weird coming from somebody who sells homes here in Myrtle Beach, but I've said it before, and every place has its share of cons to go alongside its pros. And I want to share some of those downsides with you. This way you can make a confident decision in whether or not Myrtle Beach is the right place for you. Now, this isn't going to be a full pros and cons video. If you're looking for something like that, I have a bunch of great videos on my channel that I will link down in the description below. Some of the items on this list are going to be factual cons, but many others are just things that I'm not the biggest fan of. They're my opinion, and you might see things a little bit differently. You might actually see them as a positive. So I'd love to start a discussion down in the comments below. So let me know what you think about these items down in the comments below. And with that being said, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button, and let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first item on the list of my least favorite things about living in Myrtle Beach is going to be the lack of mountains. And this is a big one for me because I love to hike, I love to explore different nature trails, and unfortunately, Myrtle Beach is as flat as it gets. Now, we do have different nature trails in the area like the Hulk Bike and Run Trail or the Vereen Memorial Gardens up in Little River, but for me, I like the challenge of hiking up a difficult trail with the payoff of a beautiful view once you reach the top. Now, there are some really great options just a few hours from here, but there's nothing right in our backyard. The next thing I want to talk about is the seasons or the lack of seasons. Now, when most people are talking about this topic, they're actually framing it as a pro, and when you compare it to somewhere like Florida, it is because there is more of a shift in seasons than somewhere like Florida, but it's still not the same as the Northeast. A lot of people hate the cold and the snow, which is definitely understandable, but for me, what I miss is the fall. Those crisp, cool, not cold, but cool days from late September to early November are the best, especially when tied in with the mountains where the leaves are changing colors. Here in Myrtle Beach, it's often still in the mid 70s during that time, which a lot of people love and is a reason why a lot of people move here. But again, I miss the fall. My third least favorite thing about living in Myrtle Beach is the tourist season. And the way I said that made it sound like these are in a specific order, but they're not. This is just third on this list in this video. This is something that comes up in many pros and cons videos, and I myself have talked about it a bunch in those types of videos, but it's just something that you don't notice when you're visiting here yourself, and when you're actually living here, it's just different. You can see and feel the shift in the summer months of things just being busier and more congested, and though you can avoid much of the touristy stuff in your everyday life, you're bound to feel some of the inconveniences at times. This next one is either a really big deal or a literal non-factor depending on the stage of life you're in when you move to the area, and that is the lack of job opportunity or higher paying jobs in the area. The largest industry in Myrtle Beach is the hospitality and service industry, as our economy revolves around tourism, and the largest employers are the Horry County School District and the different hospital systems. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot make a good living in Myrtle Beach, because you certainly can, and many people definitely do, but what I am saying is there are going to be less options than if you were living near a bigger city. For example, some of the ones closer to us are Charlotte and Raleigh, which are both in North Carolina. Number 5 on my list of least favorite things about living in Myrtle Beach might be a little bit confusing because I've mentioned in the past that there are over 1,700 different restaurants along the Grand Strand, but for me, it's the lack of variety in those restaurants. And again, this could be a huge pro for some, but many of our restaurant options are seafood restaurants, and I'm just not a huge seafood guy. I used to not like seafood at all. Now I do, but I have to be in the mood. If you are someone who can eat seafood every day, then you'll probably love the options that we have here. For me, I come from a place where delis, pizza shops, and Italian restaurants are plentiful, and that's just something that I personally miss. And I'm gonna throw in one more bonus item, which was a big deal for me when I first moved down here, but I've since gotten used to it, and that is that life is just a little bit slower paced here in Myrtle Beach. Again, this is just a bonus because it might be a little bit irritating at first when you first move down here if you're not used to it, but most, including myself, learn to get used to it and actually learn to love it. But when I first moved down here, I actually worked at a gym for a little while, and I would give tours of the gym, and a few people actually got upset with me and asked me if I was in a hurry or if I was trying to rush them out the door because I was just used to moving at a little bit quicker of a pace. But again, I've gotten used to it and I've actually learned to slow down a little bit. And that's gonna do it for my least favorite things about living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's probably some items on that list that you don't necessarily agree with, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you've not done so already, please subscribe to this channel. As always, if you're ready to move to the beach, then I would love to chat with you. You can always use the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.